This guy's trying to hit a 3-run homer.
Texting.
Tie game.
Texting.
Swinging at nothing.
We are back after a little bit of Yoda. Here in the mid-sack, the redoubtable one, Tom Izzo, highly questionable, not that show. IDD, for those of you who know, I don't disagree. Segment 2, NFL free agency / training camp on the very near horizon. And we have a Donnie of a Brook in the 9th inning out on the left coast. Anaheim 12, Houston 12. Anaheim's got a runner on third with 2 outs and a guy at the plate down 0-1. We'll keep you posted. And he took a big swing and a miss and killed a bunch of gnats.
He's still trying to hit a homer.
Yeah, he's still going for the fence. How about just over the shortstop? Just over the shortstop. How about that? How about over the little loop or over the second base? What do you think?
Ground ball up the middle might do it.
Yeah, maybe. A little Sinai single. A
little Texas Liga.
Yeah, that one too. Anyway, segment 2. We are still, like everybody else out there, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on in Saquon Barkley's camp. I don't know why you're taking this down the 11th hour. Just fucking sign the goddamn deal and be done with it. There's nothing to gain at this point. There's nothing to gain.
Yeah.
If the Giants were going to budge, they'd have budged. Take the fucking deal and call it a day. Because honestly, they want you under that $10 million tag. It's better for them. And maybe they do it with a gentleman's handshake. We won't franchise it next year. Just sign the deal.
Houston got out of it.
Yeah. So we're going extra innings out there on the left coast, 12-12.
Angels are blowing this.
Angels are blowing the Pope on this one. I'm fucking believable.
Blowing the Pope.
Fucking. So it's a Donnie. Not only that. Saquon. Come on. Bill Belichick.
Come on, baby.
Make this guy the offer. I mean,
Hopkins.
now we're hearing Kansas City, which I said 2 weeks ago, but now it's actually public. They are restructuring this guy's deal, the defensive tackle Jones, who is emoji to tweet away fucking a little fingers crossed to DeAndre Hopkins.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Kansas City, they don't need Hopkins. Goddamn.
They lost Juju. They didn't replace him. They just have
I guess
Kelsey.
they do need.
They just have Kelsey, who's getting old. So yeah, they need him.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. So hey, Bill, let's go. What the fuck? All I keep hearing about is how the Tennessee Titans have actually made a better offer when the Pats have more resources at their disposal of all of this.
Maybe they're just thinking, there's no way he's going to fucking Titans.
Listen. I swear to God, if that ends up happening, I will fucking. You
that
think
would,
you've seen me angry? Oh my God!
You've never seen me
You've
very
never
upset.
seen me very upset. But America will, and I got news for you. If that's what ends up happening, I will lose my shit right here on the air.
I'm a little surprised tonight when Eric admitted he's a big Tom Cruise fan. Or was that you?
I am a big Tom. I didn't think I was hiding it, but whatever. I mean.
I didn't think it was.
I've raved about most of his movies. Listen, Few Good Men, one of the greatest movies of all time.
Good fucking
him and Nicholson going at
Few
it.
good fucking men.
The Outsiders. He was in The Outsiders. The Firm. Fucking. He's had look. The Rain Man. Fucking. Jerry Maguire. He's had some fucking. Top Gun. 1 and 2.
What was the
Mission Impossible? This dude.
What was the movie with the where he was a cop, and he would arrest you before you did the crime, and there were the 3 people laying in the pool that could predict. It was like future crime. The fuck was that?
I don't know. I didn't.
Oh, it's like one of my favorite movies of his.
I honestly didn't see it.
But I always kind of was biased against him when he.
Who else was in it?
I don't know. He was the main star.
I'm sure he was. But there had been somebody cool in the sub.
It was some kind of cop.
He was a cop.
You don't remember that movie?
No,
So there were these.
Back in my brain.
There were like these 3 special people that like were in this pool, and their minds were all connected, and they would get a prequel, right?
Yeah.
Like these people that laid in the pool, they were special, and their minds would like create scenes of a crime that was about to happen. If a murder was about to happen, they would get an image of it, right? And the image would come 20 minutes before the crime or 15 minutes. And then he'd have to like break down the image to understand, Hold on, the front door's open. Get me a shot outside that front door. Where's that park? How many parks are in the Arlington area? You know, and they'd have to determine where the crime was going to take place. And then they'd go there in these futuristic fucking shuttles, and they'd arrest the person before the murder was committed. And then they put them in this...
racking my brain right now. What year? Do you know what year it was or decade?
I don't know, last 15 years. Tom Cruise, Time Cop.
Time Cop. Never heard of it. I've never seen this movie. What year?
Minority Report.
I saw the title. I never watched it. Minority Report. What was the year?
2002.
21 years ago.
21 years ago.
Dang.
But see, I got a little biased against him when I found out he was all weird with the Scientology.
Well, I think a lot of people did. He kind of disappeared for a while because he kind of had to. He realized he fucked up. Not that
Isn't he still probably a Scientologist?
No, you're entitled to believe what you believe, but don't try and push it on other people. Because that's what he was kind of doing without really realizing what he was doing. Well, trying to tell America why he was right and they were wrong. You can't do that.
No, but it was also like, didn't Katie Holmes like have weird experiences?
Yeah, she fucking divorced him over
Well,
that
because
shit.
when you're like in Scientology, like the women are supposed to like have a baby without making a sound.
That's fucked up.
Right? Isn't that one of the...
Yeah, that's fucked up.
What the fuck?
It's all fucked up.
How come religions are created and within those religions they're like, okay, how do we fuck shit up for women? Right? It's got to be some weird guys creating religion, right?
And he may or may not know this already, but I'm going to say it. This is the history major talking. More people, more human beings have died in the name of religion than anything else in the history of the human race. It's terrible. Listen, I'm no saint, but nor do I sit there. I believe in something. Something happened. Something created all this. I'm not sure what it is. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with saying that because it's okay not to know. Okay.
Exactly. Why can't we admit that we don't fucking know?
We don't know. It's okay. I believe something's out there because there are things I can't explain. There are things science can't explain. That tells me there is something out there. I just don't know what it is.
I'm also open to the possibility that
I'm not saying
I can't even imagine what it is.
Yeah, I'm not even saying that
could be nothing.
That the versions of this on Earth, one of them could be right. I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
That's one thing I do know. None of the religions are right.
You may be right.
Because
I don't know.
To me, they're all created in the name of bullshit, in the name of control.
Well, they're all eerily similar in certain respects.
Yes.
That's, yeah.
But it's just so funny that, like, when you look at these scriptures and how women are just like, this is what you're going to fucking
I simply don't know.
Created by some
I'm not saying they're right. I'm not saying they're wrong. I don't know. And I'm not going to sit here, because I could be wrong no matter what prognosis I give her. I could be dead wrong. Because I think, honestly, everyone's guessing at this point. But I think there is something out there. Something created all this. There are things that science cannot explain. There are things that are beyond our comprehension. There are.
Right. Like the Mets' current season.
That's beyond my comprehension.
It's kind of like God. Like if there was one, do you think he'd fucking change that?
Saquon Barkley not signing. A little bit beyond my comprehension. I get that he's feeling he's being lowballed, but he's got nothing else on the table. He's either this or nothing. Right. You got to take it.
That's the bottom line.
The Patriots, Bill Belichick with DeAndre Hopkins, just fucking put the $15 million on the table and shut the fuck up.
That's all it's going to take to sign DeAndre Hopkins?
$15 million a year. Which are probably
a year, so he's got to sign him to 3?
Well, yeah, so what the hell? He's 31. They did that with Randy Moss. They did with other do it. What's 3 years? 31.
And you probably only. I bet you the money wouldn't even be guaranteed for 3
there have been
years.
receivers that have been productive, 31 to 34, very productive. It's not a big contract when you think in the grand scheme. Like $15 million a year is not that big of a deal.
Yeah, as long as it's not a bust, which I don't know why it would be.
I don't think he would be, and Brian knows him. He knows how to use him. So O'Brien would kill. O'Brien and him work together.
I also wonder if everything's okay between those two, and if that's what
Diana Rossini reported this 2 weeks ago. We talked about it before we left for vacation. Both men were interviewed, and both men were asked the question directly: "Is there a reef between you two?" And they said, "There's nothing wrong with us." Yeah. And I came on, and I don't know if it was with you, but I said, "Look,
we were talking." Yeah,
I said, "Look, just because they didn't have a relationship out of work doesn't mean they hated each other."
Right.
I don't have a relationship with all the people outside of work. I don't hate them. We work together, and if we're productive, that's all that matters. And they were productive, very productive, the most productive years he ever had.
Yeah.
So it stands to reason if they both agree there's no beef, because why would they both say that?
Yeah.
Why would they make that?
Well, no, I mean, but there's so much emphasis put on relationships in our society, and people have expectations. Like if you're going to work closely with somebody, normal, social patterns would say you'd have to connect with that person. You'd have to,
Yeah.
understand them on a deeper level. So I think when some people hear that, they immediately go, "There's a problem with that relationship." But you don't know how those two people form their relationships.
Yeah, you don't know.
And not everybody wants to have that kind of relationship with a coworker.
No.
Beyond work.
Look,
not everybody wants that.
I respect all of my coworkers. Do I like all of them? Nah, probably not. Probably not.
Do you want to hang out with a lot of them?
Probably not.
But then there are a lot of
they're
people.
nice people. I'm polite. They're polite to me. I treat them as they treat me. There's nothing beyond a work relationship. That's fine.
And
nothing wrong with that.
And do you think you could be as productive on a team like that as you could be on a team where you had like true bonds with people?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as I like them or we get along, we'll be best friends. We're trying to reach a common goal. We know what it is. You can do that.
Every now and then, though, I think you could get a little secret sauce from like some serious connection. On the
I'm
team.
not saying that's a bad thing, and I'm not saying I'd reject that.
Right.
And I'm not saying that doesn't affect it, because it can.
You're just saying you
It
can
certainly
succeed the other way.
Yeah, you
too.
can do both ways. Can work. But two things can be true here.
Yeah.
It really comes down to personal preference. When I was with ADT and I was running the ship, a little bit different. I'd made a point to be a little more personal with those guys and get to know them, because I was trying to find out what drove them. So I knew what drove them. I'd know how to motivate them. That's coaching 101. First, find out what drives the person, then use that as motivation. But you have to find out what that is. You have to get them to talk. I take them out. We do wings, we do beers, and we talk about stuff. And I get them stuff and do things to.
See, but now you're making the point of the other side.
Both sides can work.
But you're saying that's coaching 101.
It is if you're trying to do it that way. I'm not saying. Look, there have been teams that have won championships that it wasn't that way.
Sure.
So
that's coaching 101 from your perspective.
As a coach, that's my personal preference. If I'm running the ship.
Yeah.
Am I saying that's the only way it works? No, it's not.
Connection is always first for me.
Yeah, I get that, and I don't disagree with it. I'm just saying that two things can be true here, and that's okay. Because by the way, I've won both ways.
Oh yeah.
I've won both ways.
Well, just look.
So I know both ways can work.
Look at how many different teams and people have won championships, all different styles.
Yeah, I'm saying there's
Tony
more than
Dungy, Vince Lombardi.
There is more than one way to skin a cat. History has proven this. Tom Coughlin, and
he had to change his style
a little bit,
on his run. Remember
but that's the intelligent man because he was willing, and the selfless man, he was willing to do it. And it's hard to swallow your ego when you're successful.
Do you know what that Giant team always says? The Giant team that beat 18-0 Patriots.
No.
They say that Tom Coughlin's wife is the reason they won the Super Bowl.
Why?
Because she told him to fucking cool it. Because Tom Coughlin was a complete asshole.
Oh, he was a Bill Parcells through and through disciple.
If you came to a meeting, I think it was 5 minutes early, you were late.
You were late.
Or you had to be 5 minutes early. If you came on time,
you were late.
You got fined.
Yep.
If your socks were a certain thing, you got fined.
He was a sticker.
Everything was a fine.
Yep.
And they said that his wife told him, like, you have to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And then he allowed for a leadership council.
Yeah.
And he let the, veterans on the team come to him and say,
have a voice.
And come to him and say, hey, we don't like this bullshit.
Yeah.
And that allowed them to become a team.
And that's important. And kudos to Coughlin for being big enough to do it. Because that's not easy to do.
No.
Especially when you're successful.
Yeah.
And by the way, he was successful.
Yeah.
When he coached Boston College, they were ranked second in the country. BC hasn't been fucking near that. Are you kidding me? They were up. They beat Notre Dame, and Notre Dame beat Florida State when Florida State was undefeated.
He took the expansion team Jaguars to the fucking championship.
To the AFC championship game. Dude's a winner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But he realized, it's not working anymore.
But he never quite got over the hump until.
Yeah.
So kudos to him.
Yeah.
Because the older you are, the harder it is to adapt or change.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So the O'Brien Hopkins thing is a non-issue.
I don't think it is. I think Hopkins has more faith in Patrick Mahomes than Mac Jones, and that I understand.
And that's totally understandable.
I don't disagree with that at all. And I'm.
No, you agree with that.
I don't disagree with it. I'm saying
you agree with it.
Whatever. I don't disagree, but I could agree.
Fuck you.
I didn't mean to say
You're
it.
not wrong.
It just came out.
You're not wrong.
It just came out that way. It was innocent.
No,
it wasn't designed to piss you off. Damn it.
I know.
I'm just saying,
So when you've got Tennessee and New England, it's obvious you're going to go to New England. But when you got Kansas City, New England, now there's a decision.
Patrick Mahomes is a better option right now than Mac Jones. That's a no-brainer. If that's the basis
Andy
behind
Reid's
this
offense.
Well, he's an offensive coach.
Right,
That's
exactly.
where he made his bones. Look, I get it.
Yeah.
If that's what happens, I'm not going to blast Belichick.
Yeah, you can't.
I won't.
Unless it was just like, oh, they didn't offer me as much.
Well,
as Kansas
if I
City.
find out he signed for 11 and the Pats
Right.
could offer 15,
Then
I'm
it's
going
on.
to
Then
Then
it's
it's
on.
on.
Yeah.
It's like you couldn't offer 15 for this guy.
But if they give him a big deal,
yeah, because what I do know is the Kansas City Chiefs can't match the Pats' highest offer. Even with the restructure, they can't do it.
they couldn't give him sign-on
They
bonus.
couldn't
money.
match the Pats' offer in terms of what the Pats can do.
So he might have to take a pay cut to go to KC.
But if it's $1 million or $2 million, that's a lot better than $10 million.
Right. Oh, yeah,
I mean, that's my point. He might take a $2-3 million less to go if he's making
Right.
if he's making 14 here with incentives versus he could make 17 with the Pats incentives. I wouldn't fault him for taking the 14 because what's $3 million?
Right. Especially he's had big contracts.
And but he's never had a ring. He's got a shot to get. I get it.
He's already made most of his money.
And
hasn't he? Didn't he get a big contract already?
He still he wants because you know what Odell got. He wants what Odell got or close to it.
What did he get?
He believes
did he get 2 years?
He got $20 million.
2 years, 40, or
It was what the fuck? It was 3 years. What the fuck was it? I forget. I think $20 million was.
Odell Beckham.
Odell, is that him too? Well, they're shady those two. But sometimes I think they know each other.
Who?
Odell and Obel. Sometimes I think they're in cahoots. I'm just saying. I have no evidence of this. It's a gut feeling. So
The new deal reportedly includes $13.8 million sign-on bonus, a $1.1 million base salary, and $3 million in incentive.
Okay. So it's a 1-year deal, right?
1-year deal, about potentially up to 17.
There you go.
If he hits the incentives.
If he hits all the
13 guaranteed.
Yep. So
Well, he's worth Hopkins is worth more than
I
that.
agree. He's worth that.
Yeah, more than that.
The Patriots have the resources to do this.
Yeah.
And go higher than that if they need to.
I would immediately go 16.
I immediately go 16 and call it a day.
Right.
Because Kansas City can't match that. Why are you fucking around with this? I mean, tell the guy you want him. Everybody knows you want him. Just fucking do it. And we're sitting here with 36 hours from training camp. And he's still out there waiting. And the Pats are giving him all this time.
Yeah, so they're saying with incentives this could reach 18. But
For Odell.
But for Hopkins, there shouldn't be incentives. It should be.
He's younger.
The money.
He's
Right.
a little bit younger, but he's in better shape. He's healthy.
Right. And he's not injury prone like Odell. He missed time for the suspension.
He's been much more durable than Odell Beckham has been. So, or Obel Beckham.
Obel Beckham.
Him too. That's shyster.
Once he comes out, it's
He's
crazy.
a shyster, that guy. Anyway, so yeah, Bill, really, fucking put that dollar, lock him up. Say here's the deal. You got 12 hours for this. If you don't sign this 12 hours, we're gone. Put him in the fucking. And this, by the way, this is the highest offer you're going to get from anybody. Yeah. Here it is. You want it, it's yours. But you got 12 hours. You don't sign this fucking thing, it's off the table. That's it. Have some fucking balls.
Maybe he's done it. He said, no, sir.
I think Kraft would have done it. I think they're waiting. I think what they're doing is they're waiting to see what the max offer is, and they're going to swing in. Which, can that still work? Yeah, but I wouldn't fuck around with this.
Yeah, gotta be careful.
Yeah, be careful.
You don't want KC
because
to
maybe
win.
then he goes, well, if you had this all along, why didn't you offer earlier?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this at the 12th hour? Why didn't you do this 2 weeks ago when I was in the building?
Right, if that's what I'm worth to
yeah,
you,
if that's what I'm worth to you,
worth.
why did you wait so long to get to there? If you already knew you were going to do that. Because, by the way, what does that say?
How's it? Petty.
Yeah, you're petty. So, in any event, I'm tapped out. It's 1:15 Saturday morning. I
think we might have been tapped out from the first minute.
But we persevered.
I thought we
overcame. We adapted.
Head down.
Yeah. So I think all in all, not too bad.
My eyes are burning.
I gotta go to sleep.
I feel like I'm sitting in.
By the way, you know what's gonna happen when we walk in the air-conditioned house? Oh,
is it gonna be nice?
That's gonna be wonderful. We're both gonna be like,
I hope so.
I'm gonna hear the sigh up there. Like,
it was hot in Brian's tonight. Did he have the air?
I don't know. I was wondering that.
It was hot up there.
I was wondering, but it may have been might have been the food. It was steamy in that kitchen.
Did I get the meat sweats? Maybe
steamy with succulents.
Maybe I got the meat sweats.
Might have been the meat sweats. Not the first time America I've had. I tell you right now. Anyway, we will see you guys next week or this week, whatever the fuck it is. It's definitely Sunday.
It's already Sunday.
It's Sunday morning. It could be tomorrow night, Monday night, but we'll open up training camp. Hopefully Saquon will have signed. We'll see what's going on with fucking Dhop. Until then, enjoy your Sunday, boys and girls. The redoubtable one, the highly questioned one. We will see you soon. Hey, don't be Aaron. Stay loose.
Don't be Aaron.
Stay loose.
Where did that come from?
Me.